Universal Pictures has confirmed that How to Train Your Dragon 2 is in the works. In fact, the sequel to the 2025 live-action remake is set to hit theaters on June 11, 2027. Notably, Universal made this announcement 2 months before the theatrical release of the first remake, revealing the studio's trust in the live-action franchise reboot. And this trust seems to have been well placed. The 2025 remake of How to Train Your Dragon has garnered overwhelmingly positive reviews. So what will the sequel be about? 2025's How to Train Your Dragon is essentially a shot-by-shot remake of the animated film of the same name from 2010, so it's very likely that the sequel will follow through with the same safe approach to the plot and characters. Warning: this next part contains spoilers for the How to Train Your Dragon movies. First released in theaters in 2014, the original animated sequel picks up 5 years after Hiccup and Toothless vanquished the Red Death. In this new era, the villagers of Berk have made peace with their neighboring dragons, allowing Hiccup and Toothless to explore new, uncharted lands. However, they soon encounter the warlord Drago Bloodvist, a madman who seeks to enslave dragons as soldiers to conquer the world. While Hiccup and Toothless forever changed dragon and Viking relations in the first movie, the sequel sees them grappling with the frightening challenges that face this newfound peace. As the 2014 movie is acclaimed for being one of the best sequels in the history of animated film, the live-action version is very likely to follow directly in its footsteps. As all the main characters feature in both the first and second How to Train Your Dragon films, most of the initial live-action cast are expected to return for the sequel in 2027. This includes Mason Thames as Hiccup, Gerard Butler as Stoic the Vast, Nico Parker as Astrid, Nick Frost as Gobber, Julian Dennison as Fishlegs, Bronwyn James as Roughnut, Harry Trevaldwin as Toughnut, and Gabriel Howell as Snotlout. For now, however, Thames' Hiccup, Butler's Stoic, and Parker's Astrid are the only confirmed cast members for the 2027 live-action sequel. More importantly, it's also unknown who will be playing crucial new characters like Valka, Eret, and Drago, respectively voiced by Cate Blanchett, Kit Harington, and Jimon Hounsou in the 2014 film. In relation to this, there's also no news yet if and when a third live-action remake will follow the sequel. However, we do know that the sequel is directed by Dean DeBlois, who also directed the first remake and all 3 original animated How to Train Your Dragon films. Combined, the animated trilogy garnered 4 Oscar nominations and grossed $1.6 billion in the box office. To many viewers, How to Train Your Dragon is also arguably the best of DreamWorks' trilogies. And for now, whether the live-action versions can measure up to the success of the original movies remains to be seen. So what do you think of the 2025 remake, and how do you think the sequel will happen in 2027? Tell us your thoughts and theories about How to Train Your Dragon 2 in the comments, and thanks for watching Screen Rant.